Now, I have two questions regarding wealth. One is, what was your biggest challenge in creating it? And what is the biggest lesson you've learned in your wealth creation journey? So I would like two of you to address the first one and the other two of you to address the second question. So we'll go with Nely and Leticia for what was your biggest challenge in creating your wealth?
Well, I think in working for these billionaires, I heard them say, you have to make money while you sleep. And I go, what the heck does that mean? And I think that was a life-changing moment because I realized, and where I think I've lived a little bit of a different life, is that they told me, you have to live beneath your means. You have to sacrifice for a number of years. You have to invest the money you make into something that will eventually make you money while you sleep. And specifically for me, because that was, you know, again, te sacrificas toda la vida, then you start making money and you're like, I gotta sacrificarme again? But again, this is the difference between how we think and how a person that thinks big thinks. They think there's a long-term goal, but the long-term isn't that long. Because guess what? To get there at 45, you're still very young, or to get there at 40, it's not that long of a haul, right? Yeah. And what they said to me is, don't buy yourself a house first. Buy commercial real estate that makes you rent. Now, that's one way to do it. I'm sure we're going to tell you 10 different ways to do it. That's how I did it. So I started buying buildings that were for no money in crappy neighborhoods that were messed up, and I fixed them. And that was my full-time hobby. And when all my friends, remember, I'm in the entertainment business, so people are very big spenders. When all my friends were living really large and taking big trips and all that, yo, pobrecita, I was like, I know I can't go on vacation. I live in a crappy apartment. I bought myself my house last. And I bought commercial buildings, little crappy commercial buildings in Venice. Guess what? Venice is now Silicon Beach. Wow. So I will leave you with this. So that sacrifice was the hardest thing I had to do. But now I've made 5 times the money in real estate than I did in television. And my real estate pays me checks every month, and that is what has bought me my freedom. So that's sacrifice, to live beneath my means. Not the same as, not a little, way beneath my means, que la gente se reía de mí and thought I was broke. And that's the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Millionaires are people that you think are poverty-stricken. They drive the same car for 14 years. I drive the same car I finally bought myself a car after 14 years on a tax incentive. You live poorly to then reap the benefits early.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, bravo. You know, I have another cute little story concerning the cars, right? No offense to the men in the room, okay? But, okay, what's the most important asset that they want to have?
A car.
A fast car.
A fast car, a nice car, blah, blah, blah. And a week ago, my husband was telling me, look at this car. Isn't this just beautiful? It's time for you to get another car. And I'm thinking, my car is beautiful. I have a Lexus. It's 2011. It's a pretty nice car. I'm like, why do I need that? And he said, because, you know, it just goes with your job. It goes, you know, and it is so my answer to your question is, you know, temptation. Okay?
No, that's a great answer.
Is, you know, do not be tempted by outside sources to make you do something that you don't want to do. No. Okay? I don't want to buy another car. I love my car. Okay? And so that's one. Second is marry right.
Non gastador.
Non gastador.
Non gastador.
Marry right, okay?
And if you don't marry right, you hold the money. You hold the purse string.
Well, that was my second one. Is get control of the checkbook, okay? But marry right, or often I say, and I know people laugh about that, if you're not going to marry right, marry up. Okay? Marry somebody that is going to have more money than you. But no, but really ensure that you build the habits early of saving and always asking, you know, am I spending more than I'm making? If that's the answer is yes, you gotta fix that right away. And I mean we've already heard from Fidela that, you know, spend as much, only as the excess after you cover your expenses and after you invest. That's the 13. You have to invest your money, and you got to do that early. But it's never too late.
never
If
too
you're
late.
40, 45, 50, begin at some point. But if you do it really early, you will be able to get to that 45 years and be able to say, I don't have to work. That's a phenomenal
Y
thing.
Leticia, tell the truth. You see
Yeah.
this? Payless. Don't buy shoes, buy buildings. No more shoes. Baratos. Not
So
clothes that
cute.
you're gonna throw away in 6 months because they're gonna run out. Buildings, no shoes.
Now, on the other side, I really love good stuff.
Now you can
So,
afford it.
to
By the
me,
way,
St. John, there's nothing like it.
okay, pero sabes qué, llega el día para eso, right?
Pero llega el día, yeah, I couldn't afford St. John's, 25 years
¿cuál?
ago. Exactly. So at the same time, balance that so that if you like something, definitely take care of yourself. But only after you have a pretty healthy net worth.
Correct.
So I'm going to ask for you to do a test right now. Get your pen, okay? And I want for you to jot down, okay, what's your total gross income per year. Okay, just jot it down. Okay, multiply that times 8. Yeah, just
Get out your
multiply times
iPhones.
8. And then,
You don't have to tell us.
yeah, you don't have to say it. Okay, and then divide it by 10. Divide that number by 10. Now, if you have enough net worth, okay, if the number that you have there is your net worth, then you're doing fairly well. You're doing okay. Not great, not poor, but just okay. Okay. Now think, what do I want to make and how much money do I want to make when I retire? If the number is just okay, then you better begin to invest and you better begin to save a little bit more money. Many people ask, so how do I know if I'm doing well? Because you don't ask somebody else, so what's your net worth? Okay? We don't ask anybody else, right? But so, do that test, and I think that would tell you if you're doing okay based on your age. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
From a mathematical perspective, it just works. And we probably can ask Fidela even more as the private banker. Okay? Now, so the other test is get your age. Just this is even more valid. Get your age, multiply that times your gross income, and then divide that by 10. Okay? That is used more often in the industry because that will tell you based on how old you are whether you've saved enough money thus far. So do that and see, and then you know what your net worth is, right? Everything you own is your assets, your liabilities is everything that you owe. The difference between the two is your net worth. That's how much money that you really, really have.